Welcome back to another park review where I'm visiting all 58 Tennessee state parks. Today, I am here at Booker T. Washington State Park. It is located here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it's on the banks of Lake Chickamauga, which is connected to the Tennessee River. So it can be a little confusing, but this is a really cool park. It is a day park, so no overnight camping, at least not for the commoners like you and I who will be in a camper or a tent or something like that. But this is a really cool place. It's beautiful, it's quiet, a lot of day activities to have fun doing. Stuff like fishing, picnicking, playgrounds, stuff like that. And so I'm gonna show you all around the park today, show you everything there is to do, and be sure to stay to the end where I'll give it a score between 0 and 100, and you can see kind of where it stacks up with other Tennessee state parks. So it's always a great day when I'm at a Tennessee state park, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Welcome back to another park review. We're going to begin with natural beauty and wildlife. Plenty to see, lots of woods there. I got to find some natural growing berries, and of course you are on Lake Chickamauga, which was really pretty as well. So I am an amateur tree lover and always trying to learn how to identify trees. This is one of my favorite trees. As you can see, it has heart-shaped leaves. And this is an eastern redbud. And always remember it because just like our hearts are red, it is a redbud that is shaped like a heart. So, little fun factoid for you. Eastern redbuds have heart-shaped leaves. While the landscape is pretty mild, you will find lots of creepy crawlies, deer, birds, fish, and everywhere in between. So I'm going to give natural beauty and wildlife a 6 out of 10. The campground only had camping for groups, not individuals, so it gets a 4 out of 10. Without a doubt, most of the activities at the park evolved around Lake Chickamauga, from fishing to hiking near the lake, or like me, just enjoying some private moments with the Lord, enjoying breakfast, watching the water. And they also had a boat ramp right there with access to Lake Chickamauga. And what was funny was I was here on a Saturday, and even on a Saturday there was literally no one there putting their boat in. The parking lot was completely empty. So really a lot evolved around the lake. There's also some educational opportunities to learn about the history of the area. But as you see here, there's just a lot of things that were despondent or broken or non-operational there at the park, which was a big disappointment. You ever just go somewhere and you can just tell? You can tell that things are not in working order. You see this old cracked concrete with trees growing out of it. Siding falling apart. Paint chipping. Yeah, I can see it from here. I could just tell that the pool was not operational. They need to demolish this whole thing. Looks like they have a kiddie pool and a regular pool. I have reviewed probably 30 or so Tennessee state parks on this channel, and I have to say of those 30, probably 15, maybe a few less than that, have pools. However, I think I can only remember 2 off the top of my head where the pools were operational. People were swimming in them. They had lifeguards. They had a snack bar and the whole 9 yards. The rest look like this. The fences are covered in weeds. Inside the pool is leaves and gunk and muck. I don't know what it is. Like, why have all these pools if you're not going to maintain them and have them open to the public? And they're always on the park map. So you get the park map, the ones that are posted online, and you see awesome swimming pool. Kids bring your swimsuits, and then you show up and it looks like this, full of leaves, not operational. So I would just encourage you, if you are planning on swimming at a state park that doesn't have a lake or a beach or something like that, and it says it has a pool, go ahead and call the park office ahead of time and just ask and say, hey, is the pool operational? Is it open? And they'll probably say no, but the ones that we have swam at, I think it was like 10 bucks a person for the day. So little cost associated with it, but I don't know what's going on with all the state parks. They need to demolish these old buildings that are falling in on themselves and maybe get a smaller pool that is easier to maintain. Just a thought. They had basketball courts, and there by the entrance they had an aviary, which is always fun to see the birds of prey and special bird species that they rescue and protect and provide for all of their needs. There's also some cool playgrounds and other things to do. A little bit older, but really cool. My son Truman was here. Man, he would be all about riding this thing. It may sound like I'm being pretty harsh on this park, but it was just really outdated and just not very well taken care of. But there's still plenty to do, plenty to enjoy, especially if you were coming just for the day. I would just recommend come to fish, come to get out on the water, and have a picnic, and you'll have a great time. I'm going to give activities a humble 10 out of 20. This is the restroom down by the fishing pier in the picnic table areas, and it was a little outdated but very well kept and clean and maintained, so I'm going to give restrooms a 7 out of 10. The park is located outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, so a little hard to get to from different parts of the state, but the roads were maintained, and I'm going to give drivability a 6 out of 10. The staff at the Welcome Center was kind and helpful, and I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. Up next is nearby amenities. Now this one is kind of tricky because here at the Welcome Center it is teeny tiny. They have a few historical items and very limited kind of camping supplies, and literally had one possible sticker for me to buy for my camper. But you're close to Chattanooga, so it gets an 8 out of 10. Booker T. Washington State Park is very similar to most neighborhood parks or county parks, but it's a little unique because it is on Lake Chickamauga, so I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 for uniqueness. Up next is cost. The park is 100% free to use apart from the group camping, so I'm going to give it a perfect 10 out of 10 score. You put everything together and Booker T. Washington State Park gets a 60 out of 100.
Right here or right here?
No, other side. Yep. Time for another adventure.
Yay!